Yeah.
So excited I am to be here today. Hi, Diana.
Hi, how are you, Robert?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I'm doing awesome for yet another edition. Another edition. I have to actually read it off a piece of paper, Diana. For yet another edition, another episode. I believe this is about our 9th episode. Wow. That almost makes us important, Diana.
Yeah, you've got a whole series of them now.
I have a whole series. I'm important.
That's
We
right.
call it Robert's Search for Wellness and Well-being. Meet amazing experts like Diana, amazing experts, just like Diana, ready to support you and me change how we all feel for the better.
That's right.
That's quite the title. That's quite
Yeah,
the title. We're here on Thursday, September 14th, and the weather is just phenomenal out there and
it's a
beautiful.
beautiful day.
Yeah, beautiful day in Edmonton, Alberta. A beautiful guest of mine who's a dear friend, Diana Opdebeck.
That's right.
I
You did
think
well.
I did well. I don't think I've ever had the need to pronounce your last name.
Yeah, doesn't come up often.
Diana Opdebeck is here to join us. Big hand for Diana. Big hand for Diana.
Thanks.
Big hand for Diana. She's all over. She's all over a topic, a subject, a thing that is close and dear to my heart. And I had to invite her here as an expert, ready to help you and me change how we all feel for the better. And Diana is an expert in something that you call yard games. In fact,
That's right.
Diana is a yard game enthusiast and the business owner of Moose and Maple Games, and crazy that I have to look at a card to actually say that. And I want everybody to know that I have played in a Moose and Maple Games experience. So I'm not talking from inexperience, I'm talking from experience. And I'm so thrilled to have Diana here. We're going to talk about play, the power of play in terms of impacting one's mental health. And you're going to get to know the awesomeness that is Diana and Moose and Maple Games. Big hand for Moose and Maple Games.
Yay.
Yes. How do people find Moose and Maple Games? Where do they go online?
Yeah, it's actually just mooseandmaplegames.com. We also are on Instagram and Facebook at Moose and Maple Games. So if you're in the Edmonton area, you'll be able to find us in your local neighborhoods as well.
A yard game enthusiast and business owner.
That's right.
What's up with that? Yard game enthusiast, which, by the way, as per our conversation before we hit the record button, awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of started stumbling into this business through playing a lot of yard games myself, and always wanting to explore some of the new games that I see. And so I thought, what better use of my time than to turn that into a business and allow other people to also experience these really cool games.
So let's table some of the other stuff that we're going to talk about and get right into our pics, our photos that we brought with us today. And we're going to show off some of Diana's yard games. Can you see that first one there?
Yes.
So I played that game a Sunday afternoon with other people who are invited to a yard game experience. So what's this yard game?
Yeah, so this is our axe throwing game. It's safety axes, so you don't have to worry about getting hurt. But it's a great opportunity to kind of practice some throwing skills and accuracy and things like that.
And I want to emphasize the safety. Everything you're looking at is either soft plastic or rubber.
Yep.
Okay, what else do we have here? What else do we have? Tell us about this yard game. Can you?
Yeah, this one is basically a giant version of Connect Four. We call it Mega Four in a Row. And it's kind of your classic board game that you grew up with, but on a giant size.
What is that game called?
Connect Four. So the idea is you want to try and get four discs of your color in a row, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally.
Oh, now I
And so it's a
understand.
two-player game.
Okay, now I understand why I didn't play that game. A lot of
Not
thought.
enough movement for you.
Yeah. Well, very well said. Very well said. Okay, let's take a look at another game. How about this game, this yard game?
Yeah, this is our four square badminton and volleyball net. So you can do it either with volleyball or badminton. And instead of just going with two teams, you actually have four. So you can have up to 8 people playing at any one time. And it gets quite intense with trying to figure out which direction things are going and lots of movement. So it's a lot of fun to play.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it could be played with 8 people.
Yeah.
I'm now kicking myself because I played badminton with one other gentleman, and neither of us thought that this was for a larger group. I love it.
Yeah. You can have lots of fun with that one.
Here's one of my favorite looking games because it looks football-ish. What is this game?
Mhm.
Yard game.
This one is a new one that I just found out about this year. It's called QB 54,
You
like quarterback QB. And the idea behind it is it is a football game, and so the rules are very similar to football in terms of the scoring and things like that. You're really trying to either get the ball into the hole in the seat there or through the end zone. And it's a great team game as well, so lots of people can play together, or you can play with as few as 2 people. So it's
and
pretty versatile.
Yes, and on the day of our Moose and Maple yard game experience last Sunday, I came to you, if you remember, and I said, "Oh, there's a happy couple playing together
That's
who've been
right.
married for a year." And the wife turned to me and said, "You know what? I've never actually tossed a football with my husband in a park."
Yeah.
She said, "This is fun. I would have never thought that I can sort of." We could go out together and just play football together.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's lots of fun.
Okay, here's one that I didn't play, a yard game. I did not play.
Yeah, this was a huge hit with our under 12 demographic. These are bucket stills. And so how they work is you stand on the red part and you hold the yellow strings up and try and walk with them. Um, so the kids had a blast with these. I think it was probably most of their favorite game of the whole event. You can do lots with them. You can just kind of randomly play, or you can do races. You can, do different obstacle courses, things like that. So there's lots of versatility with these as well.
So these can be moved into the other games.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes, yes, and that's important for us to know. The games itself and some of the toys or equipment can be moved into other games.
for sure.
We'll come back to that in a minute. What's
Yeah.
spike ball? Spike ball.
Yeah, Spike Ball is a fun game. A lot of people have heard of it. It's been pretty popular over the past maybe 5 years or so. And it's kind of like a volleyball, netball hybrid where you're basically trying to volley the yellow ball off of the net. back and forth as many times as you can with your teammates. So it's a cooperative game.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play that, but I did watch a brother and sister,
Yeah.
actually play that game. Okay, let's see if we can find another game. Another game. How about I know we have another one in here somewhere. We talked about this one. We talked about this. This one. We talked about this one. We'll just scroll up a bit. I'm going to do a stop share for a moment.
Sure.
And we're going to bring up share one more time because I know that there's other games here. I think that might be it. I think that might be it. Let's come back to let's bring up this game and tell me a bit about like, did you actually go out and as part of the business and decide and purchase the range of games, or have you tapped into somebody else's franchise? Is Moose and Maple Games, is that your thing, or is it like a franchise thing?
Yeah, so it's 100% a local business. It's just started by myself, and me and my wife, kind of decided together on what games we'd be looking at and what looked fun to us to play. A lot of them we actually had never played before purchasing them, and so we're kind of learning some of the rules of these games as we go as well. So it's been a great opportunity to kind of explore some new things for us, um, and also to kind of find out what other people are interested in playing.
So what's the journey been like going out and making some choices around games and then bringing
Yeah.
them to the people and crossing your fingers that they like to play? What's been that journey like?
Yeah, so it involved a lot of research actually. Just looking at what the competition is doing out there and in other areas of the world, both, Canada, US, um, and just seeing what kind of things are popular, what kind of things people are talking about, and also to find things that were kind of unique, like the axe throwing, the quarterback QB 54, disc golf, things like that, that aren't being offered here, especially in the Edmonton area. We wanted to kind of create an opportunity for um, lots of exploration of different types of games.
Heard you mention a game.
Yeah, disc
There
golf.
it
There
is.
it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
I think we shared that. Can you see that?
yeah,
Yeah, that's the okay. Let's talk about disc golf.
yeah. So that's been a really popular game just in regular society for a while now. There are quite a few disc golf courses even in the Edmonton area. And so we are kind of capitalizing on that fact by offering either one or two um, disc golf nets and the discs to go with them. So you can kind of set up your own course in your own space and make it as easy or difficult as you need to, so that your participants can enjoy accessing this type of activity.
And I want people to know who are watching this. And by the way, I'm speaking to the amazing, always playful, super creative, very dear friend of mine, Diana Opdebeck, business owner and yard game enthusiast of
Yeah,
something that she has created and called Moose and Maple Games. And
that's right.
we can go to mooseandmaplegames.com
Hmm.
and find out more about what you're doing. But I want to let
Absolutely.
our audience know that this is almost 5 to like 6 feet tall that we're looking at.
Yes. Yeah. At the top of it is probably about 6 feet tall there.
Yeah, this is this wasn't an eye level thing for me.
Right.
Yes. And uh why moose and maple? What's the
Well,
behind moose and maple?
yeah, we were looking for something that was very Canadian in name, and something that would be kind of fun, easy to remember, but also very unique. And so having the moose and maple as our tagline, it kind of lends itself very well to a lot of great imagery and is easy to remember. So that's one of the reasons why we chose that.
Go Canada! Go Canada!
Yeah,
We need more Canada. We need
that's
more
right.
Canada out there. But moose and maple games. Now you're a yard game enthusiast.
Yes.
And is this part of who you are, where you've been, where you've come from, or did you wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm going to start a business about play and games and fun, and I'm going to become a yard game enthusiast, or has it always been in your heart?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of playing games and especially opportunities to connect socially with other people. And games are a great way to do that because it gives you an activity to focus on. So you don't have to work as hard to try and figure out conversation. And I was a pretty awkward child. And so um, being able to have something else to focus on gave us a chance to connect without having all of the stress of like conversing with people. And so I've always really loved games. And then
Because the focus will be on the playing of the game.
absolutely, yeah. And so you can kind of build rapport before you have to get in deeper with people. But it's also a great opportunity for, friends, family, um, coworkers to get together and just really explore different aspects of play.
Yeah.
Um, and so, you're getting the chance to be a little bit competitive, but you're also learning cooperation and you're exploring different skills and moving your body in different ways. And it's just a great way to be active um, and to kind of relax a little bit, like get yourself out of adulthood for a few minutes and just enjoy yourself.
And I want to thank you for that. Um, um, Diana organized a photo shoot this past Sunday. Today is Thursday, September 14th.
Yeah.
So this past Sunday, Diana had a number of us at one of Edmonton's most beautiful green spaces, parks. And boy, I think up to 3 hours it took to set up her yard games. And she let us loose and said, go play. And a secret here, Diana, is that it might say play on my banner, but I don't play much. I don't play.
Most adults don't.
Which is kind of the irony behind the whole thing
Mhm.
is that we invite others to play, but
That's
we're not
right.
as playful ourselves. So I want to say thank you, because everything you just spoke about was my experience.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, that I was a little bit nervous arriving because people were strangers,
Mhm.
but we arrived as strangers, right? Or I
Right.
arrived as a stranger to most of them, but I left with new friends. I left with
Yeah,
that's the power of play, right?
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like we came to play in your sandbox that afternoon, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a sandbox, but kind of
Yeah.
box.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I left with new friends, so it's a great friendship
Yeah.
building opportunity, and
Absolutely.
because I haven't played in that way in so many years, I was exhausted afterwards. I was
Yes, I heard that from quite a few participants that they really got into it, and the next day they were feeling it a bit. So adulthood does come back to get us a little bit after the fact.
And it was a good exhausted. It was
Mhm.
a good exhausted.
Yeah.
Where else can people find information? I know you said it at the beginning of our conversation, but one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find us on the web at mooseandmaplegames.com. And you can actually book right on the site. And we deliver the games, we set them up, we bring them back for you. So it's a really seamless experience for the users. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Moose and Maple Games. We're always sharing some new stuff that we're doing there and exploring some of the games that we have on offer. So we'd love to have some feedback and hear from people what they're interested in, and
Yes.
hopefully get some people playing.
And I asked a question. Thank you for that. I asked a
Welcome.
question before we hit the record button, and I almost feel inclined to ask it again. It's not a
Sure.
tough question. Uh,
Yeah.
we as in Edmonton, is a winter city. So tell
Yeah.
me a little bit about that, where your headspace is at as a business owner around
Yeah.
Moose and Maple games, yard games,
Absolutely.
knowing that for far too many months of the year, there's snow on the ground and cold in the air.
Yeah. Well, I think it's twofold. For one, we understand that it's a seasonal business and things are going to be a lot busier in the summer months. And so we're prepared for that. But in some ways, I also think Edmonton needs to spend more time embracing the fact that we're a winter city.
Mhm.
Some of our games can be played outdoors, even in the winters. And a majority of them can actually be played indoors as well. So if you have an indoor play space, a basement, or if you're renting a hall for an event or something like
Yes.
that, a lot of these games are transferable for inside play as well.
And I can see application right in the workplace, and in the sense that those who are working, hybrid, those who are working at home,
Mhm.
when the boss forces everybody to come back to the office,
Yeah,
particular day of the week or a time, surprise everyone
absolutely.
with
Absolutely.
indoor yard games. We
Yeah,
bring the yard indoors, and
that's right. Yeah.
and right inside at in the office space or wherever that
Hmm.
space, wherever there's available space, right
For
on the
sure.
job site. So
Yeah, and some of them take up very little space. Others require a bit more. So we're pretty flexible in terms of being able to accommodate whatever your needs are.
and I also felt you were very flexible in how we played the other day.
Hmm.
Notice as we're all moving to all the different games, at
Yeah.
our own pace in our own way. I noticed that you had, and it was awesome, by the way. There was well, just I hate the word rules, but
Yeah.
we'll use it for now.
Sure.
But there are more of an explanation of the game.
Yes.
So what's your thinking behind that? Like, I came to you that day and I said, "Gee, I wish that wasn't the rules listed." And
Yeah.
being creative, I would have loved to figure it out on my own and maybe not play the way
Yeah.
that is expected. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we include the game info sheets with each game so that the people who want to explore it as traditionally played can do so and understand kind of the basics and how it works. But we would encourage anybody to kind of explore it and try different variations and all kinds of different things. Some of these games lend themselves a lot more to that, like our giant parachute, which we didn't get a chance to play with on Sunday, or we have giant playing cards. So there are lots of different things you can do with a deck of cards. You can play various games. You can build a tower. You can uh, play matching games and things like that. So there's a lot of ways to be really flexible with some of these games, whereas others are more traditional and Connect Four kind of lends itself to what it does. But I'm sure there are people that would be able to find some interesting variations to do with that as well. So we encourage exploration with all of our games.
So You have a parachute.
I do, yeah. We have a 10-foot parachute.
Is it somewhere here?
It should be on the, if you go under catalog,
Catalog. Yeah.
the top there, and then go all games.
Can you see this screen?
I can, yeah. So just
Okay.
the first button there that says all games.
Yeah. Can you
And
see
then
this? Can you see
I
this?
can, yep.
I
And if you
never
just,
know that as you switch. I hope the audience sees this.
yeah,
But
I hope so too.
we'll make sure that the audience can see this. Go on.
Yeah. I think if you just scroll down a bit, um, it should be on there about halfway down, I think.
Oh, what is this crazy, Diana?
Yeah, there's a lot of games. We have about 45. I see it just below here. There you go, the
Shoot.
parachute game.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
they've added handles to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and there.
ours is a 10-foot parachute, and it comes with a couple of accessories, a rubber chicken, and some balls and things to play various games and activities with it. So that's definitely a good option for, especially young ones really love that
And
game as well.
I see the prices are like
Hmm.
darn affordable.
Yeah. And so they're 24-hour rentals. And we do bundles as well. So if you're looking for, a few games, we can do specialized bundles and work with you to make sure that the prices are flexible within your needs and find something that'll fit your budget and your excitement of
Yeah,
playing, I guess. Yeah,
yeah. Yours, everybody's situation, I mean, would
that's
be
right.
different. You know,
Yeah.
you said something before, and we'll begin to wrap this up. But you said something that was for me really cool. You mentioned the word basement. And I would have
Mhm.
never thought, like you just said, oh, and you could bring in some of the games in your basement. And
For sure.
it's so weird that I didn't think about that. But I understand it because why I don't think about it, because I don't have kids.
Hmm.
And so our basement is just a place that nothing really
That's right.
happens. But growing up as a kid, we were all my best friend and I always played in his basement.
That's right. Yeah.
So many of these games can even be part of a family or a neighbor and family experience, just
Yeah.
as simple as in the basement.
Absolutely. I've heard from many parents who, especially over the summertime, having the kids at home full time can be overwhelming, and they're trying to figure out some new and fun things to do with the kids so that they're, being entertained and occupied. And something like these types of yard games, whether they're indoors or outdoors, are a great way to kind of keep people busy and give them a chance to explore something new.
Imagine you during COVID.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
that would have been crazy, right?
Yeah.
Just pushing the idea of playing how play um, would impact and shift everyone's mental health at that time by inviting
Absolutely.
play at home because
That's right.
that's where we were stuck. You know,
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that? Play and mental health?
Yeah, I think play is such an overlooked area when it comes to mental health. Studies have shown time after time that um, being playful and engaging in creative activities will boost your endorphins. It'll help lower your stress levels, like clears your mind. It allows you to be more creative, more collaborative. There's so many benefits to play in terms of mental health that I think a lot of us overlook. And especially as adults, we get stuck in the grind of,
Yeah.
our 9 to 5, and then we get home and we make supper, and then we, turn on the TV, and it is something where we forget about fun. Um, and I think, as much as there's nothing wrong with, turning on the TV and binging a series or something like that. Um, but I personally, I don't find that fun. I find it relaxing, but it's not fun. And so being able to access some of these activities that kind of release some of that creativity and enjoyment, just bring a whole different dynamic and kind of reset me. So I'm sure they would do that for a lot of other people as well.
And I want everybody to know that Diana, my dear friend Diana, is not making this up. She's not making up these benefits off the cuff.
Yeah.
She's a smart woman. She's a smart businesswoman.
Thank you.
Anything that she works on, whether as an employee or as an entrepreneur or solopreneur, she does her research. And I say that because there's way too much research out there, which excites me about the value and benefits of play. I'm thinking 10, 15, 20 years ago, it's pretty hard to find any research on the value of play, games, fun, as part of our mental health, the benefits to our daily health. So Diana's not making this stuff up. I make stuff up. I make stuff up. But I think about my own play business, and I could check off all the boxes, all the benefit boxes that Diana referenced. And I challenge anybody who's seeing whether it's what Diana is doing or I'm doing around play. I challenge anybody who sees this as fluff to really sit down and do the research. Because it's not. It truly is not. It truly is not. And I can't thank you enough for the play experience on Sunday. Again, Diana invited friends for a photo shoot. She let us loose and said, go play. And I think there was close to maybe 15 or more games set up.
Yeah, I think we actually had probably about half our inventory there. So it was probably close to 20-ish games, I think, that we had set up all together. So
it's just half the inventory of yard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So our website shows all of the things that we list, but yeah, we were only able to bring about half of them with us at the time. So
final words from Diana Opdebeck, business owner, Moose and Maple Games, yard game enthusiast, here for Robert's search for wellness and well-being. Meet amazing experts like Diana, ready to support you and me, change how we all feel for the better. Last words to you, Diana.
Yeah, I would just challenge everybody out there to find a way to be creative today, whether it's something small or you get out and play some games. There's something for everybody out there. So find a way to be creative and explore.
Did everybody catch her smile? I don't think you stopped smiling throughout. And for that, I appreciate you. And you've re-energized me.
I'm so glad.
On so many levels, Diana, like when you introduced what you are doing now as a business owner, I was so pumped. I thought to myself, oh my God, somebody else has entered the play arena, and we need more Dianas out there. So
and more Roberts too.
Yeah, we need more Dianas and Roberts out there. We really do.
That's right. Yeah.
And, just ask for anything, like anything.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm totally there for you. We need more, and the whole concept of the name, the branding. By the way, the branding is off the charts. Of course, I said I'd give you the last word, but then I came in with the last word.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's your show.
And I'm sticking to it. It's my show. So, see, Diana, you matter. You totally.
Thank you.
You totally matter. And
right back at you.
Right back at you. And you're all about the yes.
Absolutely.
You're all about the yes.
Yeah.
Diana Opdebeck, business owner, mooseandmaplegames.com, and a yard game enthusiast. The only one that I know of in all of Alberta. And that's freaking amazing. That's totally amazing. Have a great day. And thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the stop recording button so you could stick around.
Okay,
Please stay, don't leave yet.
will do.
Okay.